Hey, coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about diagonal and crossing routes. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share Football Talk with Coach Chip with all your friends, your fellow coaches, anybody that loves the great game of football. Remember, my playbook is out. For more information on how to get your copy, these are things that I've actually done in games over the last 10, 15 years. A lot of the things I share with you on this YouTube channel sometimes are conceptual or things I've seen done that I just think are pretty cool and I want to share them with y'all. But the things in the playbook are things that have actually been done. Also in the works, about halfway, maybe 2/3 the way done. I'll know when I get there, is my buck book, my big book of bucks. I like big bucks, and I cannot lie. For more information on the book, hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com. Don't forget our friends at Right Equipment for all of your weightlifting, your strength and conditioning needs. Give them a holler, right-equipment.com. Okay, they have financing. They'll work with you no matter how big the program. All right, let's get started. What I call the Hoss concept. Now, what you're going to get, they're 2x2. I run my Hoss, which stands for H across, out of trips, but it has the same outcome. These two guys right here are going to run, in essence, double post. Of course, people call it double post, but he's not going to the post. But the two safeties are going to take these two guys here. You can only see the top of his hat right there. And he's going to come across, what I call a crossing route. He's going to take the best route available. And they're in some form of man. And what's going to happen is the guy's going to run with him and he's going to chase him. And the quarterback, it takes time to throw this. You got to have protection. And the quarterback's going to throw it to him on the run. Now, if you're going against true zone, I coach my kids up on these crossing routes to gear down and get big. All right, let's look at it some more here. See him coming across shallow, then he works deep. He goes under the linebacker and then goes on top of the other backer. It's under and over. So you call that USAM, under Mike, over Sam. Let's look at it again. And then I want to show it to you on the My Just Play program. Boom, right there. I love diagonal and crossing routes. Those of y'all that have been following my channel know I love these routes. There's something about them. They're killer against zone. They convert well. They weren't in any kind of man. It's just the guy matched up with him. They're killer against zone, and they convert well to man. Because you see man, you just keep running, and you get the guy on your hip. Then it becomes who's the fastest. All right, let's look at it on the My Just Play application. All right, now here you see it, and it's going the other direction, but it's 2x2, and I got it against cover one high right here. I call that cover one. Some people call it cover three. And I'm going to show it to you against two high safeties as well. But you see right what you got on this side. It's flipped from the way you saw it on the film. These guys are running post. He's running a crossing route, kind of headed over here. I got a video coming up. I'm going to talk to you about the magic of 22 and about how important 22 is to my offense, 22 yards. Over here on this side, he's running basically the same route this guy ran, but really he's going to get under Will and over the Mike and work for depth, and he's going to wind up with somebody on his hip chasing him. I think they realize, and everybody goes with these two cats here. And I think it really was the dude who scored the touchdown is fast, but I do think it was kind of a blown coverage because nobody was back over here to pick him up when he comes out of the middle. Okay, now to me, the key to these crossing routes is when you're crossing where these backers are, especially now in high school football or anywhere they play by federation rules, understand there is no pass interference. There is no 5-yard shuck rule in federation rule book. Okay, those linebackers can take his head slam off. Okay, and that's one of the best ways to defend crossing routes in high school. All right, as long as the ball's not in the air and you don't grab him, and you don't hit him in the head, there's no penalty. Okay, so they can really shuck this guy and knock him down. There is no 5-yard shuck rule. There is no illegal contact downfield if the ball's not in the air and they don't grab him. So what I teach my kids on these crossing routes like this, I teach them don't look for the football, okay, until they get to an open spot somewhere in here. They want to sit down. In this case, there was somebody running with him, so he kept going and he came out the other end, and the quarterback hit him. Now here's how I teach this. All right, the first read is right here. It's the safety. Okay, so that safety is dropping deep, so he can play both these. He's pretty good safety. He can play both these, right? All right, boom, right now you come to number 2 because he's going to be open even if the corner drops. Okay, like you'll see a lot of high schools that run cover 3, their goal, really they don't have corners. They've got 3 safeties. Okay, for real. They're just going to drop deep as they can drop. Nothing gets behind them. So if that happens, see, when this guy starts to come out of the middle here, he's got to see that and gear down or even sit down right here. He's going to be wide open, guys and gals, wide open. You say, what about Mike right here? If he's great, he drops right here, and he's great, and he drops right here. Somewhere in here, there's going to be an open spot, you see? So the first thing you do, I would teach my quarterback, is look at the free safety. What's he doing? If this guy catches his eye and he jumps this guy, okay, because he's in his eye, then you can drop it over the top right here to number 1 on the left. All right. But if he drops right down the middle of the field and he's playing center field between the hashes and can play both, and this guy here is dropped right here, so he's taking away this guy. Okay. Of course, he can sit down too. What it comes down to is like a deep mesh almost. And they scored a touchdown on it, trying to get back in the game. And Oklahoma State, of course, was able to hold on in that Fiesta Bowl and win the game. But I love crossing routes, diagonal routes. And here, you've heard me say it before, the worst, I don't care what league you're in, the worst pass defenders on any defense are the middle linebackers. You know, I'm not talking bad about them, but they get, especially in high school ball, they get taught to defend run first. They're run stoppers, okay? And then the next worst ones are the defensive linemen. So if you get guys doing something that they're not really used to doing, okay, and you're making them drop in space, and you've got your better athletes, or you should, out here, diagonal routes and crossing routes, they are money. And for years, as a young coach, younger than I am now, I was afraid to throw the ball across the middle until I realized, it dawned on me, somebody probably told my dumb butt, look, these guys aren't that good at defending pass. They're going to take a step up no matter what happens. Boom, and they're not real good. They're going to get back there. They're going to have their head on a swivel. Sit down in these open spots. Clear out. Come over here. Sit down over here, okay? Don't run to coverage. It's like playing basketball. But if you catch somebody on your hip, you just haul butt and you just outrun folks. All right, and of course the key is getting time for the quarterback. All right, that's it for this episode. I wanted to make it short and sweet. As I record this, it is early January of 2022. Okay, don't forget, I've got my playbook is out there. For more info on how to get the copy of my playbook, hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com. Don't forget our good friends at Right Equipment for all your weight room and strength and conditioning needs. That's right-equipment.com on the interwebs. Be sure to like my channel, subscribe to my channel, share my channel, okay? And I'm about to do some more things on some different crossing routes, and we're going to do some more things on the All 22. Not all 22, but on the magic of 22. Be sure to look for that and hit me up. The playbook is actual practical stuff that you can do. I believe it can be done from, youth football all the way up to high school ball and even college ball, because I steal from the best. And I tweak things to suit my talent, and I try to share with you in the playbook how you can tweak things. And also, you'll have access to me. If you buy the book, you can hit me up. I can explain things to you if you don't understand something, not because you're not smart, but because I didn't do a good enough job of explaining it. Kind of like tech support. Say, hey, Coach Chip, what did you mean this? Or how did you do this? How did you install that? What did you teach? What was your coaching point on that? Once you get the playbook, you get me too. All right, if you have any questions about anything to do with this great game of football, hit me up. Remember, it's Football Talk with Coach Chip on Facebook. I'm at Chip Siegel on Twitter. You see the email right there. Comment down below. Listen, it's all about promoting the game of football, and it's about us becoming better as coaches by sharing ideas. All right, until next time, you know what I'm about to say. Be elite.